Alrighty, here we are with our time trial net right here. As you can see, the demo net is long gone, but we are going to replace it with something even bigger and better in its place. That is going to be our time trial net. It's going to have the floor, but also sidewalls and a portal to get in. So as stated earlier, the whole point of this net is to see how long does it take to weave a net, and then how much rope and paracord does it use. So in the top left there, you can see our minutes on the right, and then our hours on the left, and that's just going to be counting along as we're weaving here. And then anytime we use up a roll of paracord, which is 1,000 feet, I'll flag it for you with the note on screen. And then when it comes to the rope, I'll have to tell you that at the end because I was pulling from a single 150-foot bundle. Now, as for the pattern, I chose to weave strips just because the space was a nice clean rectangle, and I thought a more straightforward pattern would be easier to track paracord usage and timing on camera. And then finally, one last note. With this net, I told myself to keep it simple and not try anything too fancy, but of course, I had some cool ideas when weaving and couldn't resist, so anytime I do something interesting or maybe change my mind midway through, I'll make sure to flag it for you on screen. But anyways, that's it for my talking. Please enjoy this time lapse, and I will check in with you at the end of the video to see how much paracord and rope we used. And there you go, the time trial net is complete. Or really, there's still a little bit of weaving I did after dark, but you're not really missing much. It's just the cross weave for the sidewalls and finishing the loose ends. So that brought me to about hour 25. But anyways, now that we have those numbers, we can analyze how much rope and paracord we used and how long this net took. So to get the area of the net, I like to calculate it just by doing the area between the 4 trees. So for the area of the net, it came out to 95 square feet for the floor. And then instead of calculating the area of the sidewalls, I like to just generate 2 numbers, one with the sidewalls and one without. So for the floor only, it took 16 hours plus we'll estimate an hour to finish the loose ends. So that comes out to 5.6 square feet per hour. And then for the option with the sidewalls, that was the full 25 hours. So that comes out to 3.8 square feet per hour. Now I should note that these numbers are pretty fast because I already wove a net here, so I was already familiar with the space. Most of my nets take a little longer and are kind of hard to quantify because there's all sorts of ambitious new weaving features that we're trying to add and other random variables that make each one unique. Now moving on to the materials, we used 2,500 feet of paracord total, 2,000 feet for the floor, and 500 for the sidewalls. And then for the rope, we used 120 feet total. If you want to see a more detailed breakdown of this, including cost per square foot and total cost of this net, I made sure to include that below. And also, if you're interested in learning how to weave yourself, this is actually an excerpt from my advanced weaving course, which I'll also link out below.